Self-worth, by definition, is knowing your own value without having to earn it or prove it. It's your host, Angelina, here to guide you on the worthy journey where you finally stop seeking validation and start owning your power. Ready to level up? Let's get started. Hi, my love. Welcome back to the worthy journey. I'm so grateful you're here today. Whether this is your first time listening or you've been with me for a while, thank you for carving out this time for yourself, for your growth, and for your self-worth. Today we're diving into a topic that I see trip up so many people. How to love yourself fully exactly as you are while still wanting more in your life. And yes, those two things can absolutely coexist. But most of us have been taught to see them as opposites. Have you ever noticed how when something feels off in your life, maybe your confidence, your body, your career, your relationships, we tend to treat it like a crisis. Like, I must fix this right now or I'm failing. Here's the tricky part. We often get caught in this tug of war between two voices on how to fix it. One says, just accept it, be grateful, be kind to yourself, slow down. The other shouts, push harder, do more, achieve it all. And suddenly we're standing there wondering, do I give myself grace for being tired? Or do I chug an espresso, power through, and hope I don't collapse into a pile of emails? Do I practice self-acceptance by embracing my natural frizzy hair? Or do I spend an hour styling it into a look that makes me feel confident? Do I sit with my feelings when I'm anxious or sad? Or do I use it as motivation to take action towards a solution? Do I stay in and work this weekend because future success is built on the sacrifices I make today? Or do I live life to the fullest right now, go out with my friends, and soak up the memories that I might never get back? It's exhausting just thinking about it, right? This is why I love this conversation about loving yourself while wanting more. It's about understanding that these two actually aren't opposites, and you can have both. You can honor yourself in the present and still create the life that you dream of. In this episode, you'll learn how to truly embrace your worth even on the messy, imperfect days. Why wanting more doesn't mean that you're not enough, and how to pursue your goals from a place of love, not self-criticism. We'll dive into how to balance self-acceptance with ambition so that your growth feels joyful instead of exhausting. By the end of this episode, you will feel inspired to chase your dreams while staying deeply rooted in your worth. And I promise I'll give you practical ways to do exactly that. I'm giving you 2 powerful coaching techniques. The last one is my favorite. I've personally never heard anyone else talk about it, so stick to the end. You don't want to miss it. Also, quick reminder, my DMs are always open. I respond to every message, so if there's a question you want an answer on or a topic you want me to cover in a future episode, send me a message and I'll do exactly that. You can also drop a comment below as well. You can reach me on all of my socials at The Self-Worthy Coach. I truly love hearing from you. And as always, if this episode resonates with you, it would mean the world to me if you showed your support by subscribing. It allows me to keep creating this work that I can't wait to keep doing. And of course, share this episode with a friend who needs to hear this today. We're all on this journey together. All right, let's get into it. You know, I've been noticing something lately in the mental health and personal growth space that feels a little backwards. It's this weird cultural tension where people act like you have to pick a side between the messages that we're fed. One side, we hear either love yourself exactly as you are and you don't have to change a thing, so just relax, take it easy, do nothing. On the other side, you hear push yourself to improve, hit the gym, go after the dream body, dream job, dream life. But if you're doing that, clearly it's because you don't believe you're enough yet. And I'm over here like, wait, why are we pretending that this is a choose one situation? Because there's truth to both. And I've lived on both sides of that fence. I can tell you, both extremes are exhausting. On one end, I've been in that hustle culture and self-improvement phase where every goal I set was secretly fueled by the belief that I wasn't good enough until I achieved it. It was this constant hamster wheel of I'll be worthy then. And spoiler alert, that when never comes because the second you get close, the bar moves. And then I've also done the full radical acceptance thing, but in a way that wasn't actually radical at all because it was laced with this quiet resignation. Like, I guess this is just who I am now. I'm being kind to myself by not expecting more, which can sound nice until you realize that it's just another flavor of giving up on yourself. And that goes so against my values, personally. I started to get depressed because I wasn't thriving. I wasn't creating anything. I was just surviving and staying stagnant. Neither of those felt like freedom to me. Here's what finally clicked. True self-love doesn't mean you stop growing, and wanting to grow doesn't mean that you hate yourself. You can love yourself completely and still want more, not from a place of fixing, but from a place of expansion. Let's take body image, for example, because that's where I see this conversation get especially loud. One side is all about self-acceptance, you're perfect exactly as you are, and you don't need to change a thing. Which again, is true. Both sides hold truths. But then there's this assumption that says, if you want to change your body in any way, work out, eat differently, make more money, shave your armpits, whatever it is, it must be because you're insecure or chasing an acceptable version of yourself, that you've bought into the toxic beauty standards. You must think that you need to change yourself in order to have value and worth. And sure, that might be true for some people at the start, but it doesn't have to be the fuel. I realized early on that I had been trying to change my body as the ultimate solution to feeling confident. I thought if I lose my hair, that was so funny. If I lose weight, if I style my hair perfectly, if I glow up in every way possible, I'll finally feel worthy. I'll be real with you. I did get a small confidence boost when I achieved my goal weight. I'm not going to lie about that. I felt good in certain clothes. There's definitely power in a good outfit. I'm not against that. I like seeing my reflection more often, but that's not the whole truth. That confidence boost was real, and it was also temporary. It didn't heal my relationship with myself. It didn't erase the way that I spoke to myself. It didn't heal the old wounds about my worth. It didn't make me love my body on days it was bloated, broke out in acne, or didn't look like my after picture. Because if your worth is still tied to what you see in the mirror, the tiniest change can shake it. I've struggled with that for so many years. You can have the body of your dreams and still hate your reflection. You can hit the goal weight and still feel like you're not enough. Like you just need to lose a little more or tweak this little body part. It's never ending. The problem is that most people have been operating from what I call conditional worthiness. The belief that I'll be enough when I lose the weight, get lip injections, make the money, find the perfect partner. So when they step into personal development, they unconsciously use it as a weapon against themselves. But here's the thing. Change that's fueled by shame or fear will never feel sustainable, and change that's fueled by love will never feel like a punishment. When I stopped treating my goals as a way to prove myself, I finally started enjoying the process of achieving them. I could celebrate progress without making it mean that where I was before was wrong or bad. I could choose the salad and the dessert without spiraling into a whole identity crisis about whether I was healthy enough. But the other trap is if I'm only focused on the next thing I want to change, I forget to appreciate what's already here. How many times have you been so focused on your goals that life kind of gets dull and boring? You feel stuck because you're not where you want to be, even though you're moving towards it. Sometimes when you become so focused on your future, you only notice what you don't have rather than being grateful for what you do have. The truth is, there's always someone wishing for the body I have right now while I'm wishing for someone else's. It's such a sneaky cycle of not enough. So that's where balance comes in. You can have gratitude for your life now while you're working towards the one that you love. You can accept yourself now while you're becoming a higher version of yourself. What actually shifted everything for me was flipping the order. When self-worth comes first, the intention shifts. You work out because you love your body, not because you hate it. You fuel yourself with good food because you value your energy, not because you're chasing a number on a scale that someone on the internet decided was ideal. Self-acceptance and self-discipline are not opposites. In fact, they work better together. Self-acceptance gives you the safety to try, and self-discipline gives you the structure to grow. I want to be clear here. I'm not saying that you shouldn't want more for yourself. I'm all for personal development. I'm a life coach. I'm a life coach exactly for that. It's a beautiful thing to have goals, to dream, to stretch yourself, and to grow. I believe that wholeheartedly. And at the same time, wanting your body or any part of your life to change is not the problem. The problem is when your desire for change comes from pressure, shame, or that little voice whispering you're not enough as you are. That's when it becomes heavy. It becomes exhausting. I know that all too well. It steals the joy out of your journey. Here's the thing. It's completely okay to want to change something as long as you know why. Ask yourself, is this coming from lack or love? Because your weight, your appearance, your bank account, or even your job title, none of that defines your self-worth. Listen to me. Nothing qualifies to determine your worth because your worth has already been determined. You were created with value. You are inherently worthy. You don't have to search the world to earn what you already have inside of you. If you search outside of yourself, you'll never find it. Because right now is the very moment you are already enough. You just have to remember that. And I want to be real with you. I'm going to hold your hand when I say this. That's also not an excuse to stay complacent and settle for less than you deserve. Growth is essential. Life is always moving. We're either growing, expanding, evolving, or we're shrinking, stagnating, and slowly fading. So why not take the wheel? Why not steer your life in the direction that you actually want it to go? Choosing growth doesn't contradict self-love. It amplifies it. It makes your love for yourself more powerful and more alive. And honestly, the people who seem the most magnetic, the most grounded, and the most fulfilled, they're the ones who are living in this middle space. They're not obsessed over fixing themselves, but they're also not afraid to want more and to go after it. I think that's the sweet spot, to love yourself so much that you want to take care of yourself. To be so rooted in your worth that going after more feels like a celebration, not a survival tactic or a punishment. For me, it's about loving and accepting myself while still improving. You don't have to like the way you look to know you're deserving of love, respect, and joy. I'm not going to lie to you and pretend like I love all my perceived flaws. I don't always love how I look, but I can still accept them and love myself as an entire person anyway. Acceptance is simply acknowledgement. It's looking at myself in the mirror and saying, my stomach is bloated, my face is puffy today, and I choose to love myself anyway. Some parts of myself I genuinely love. Others I simply accept. This is how it is right now. And even in that state, I still know that I'm worthy exactly as I am. Think of it this way. Do you love your friend, child, or dog any less if they gain weight or if their hair is messy? No, of course not. You love them no matter what. So it should be the same with ourselves. That's unconditional love. It's loving myself as a person in all conditions. My value as a person, my love for myself has nothing to do with the shape of my thighs, the smoothness of my skin, or the number on the scale. Imagine loving yourself fully right now, while also taking bold steps towards the life that you've always dreamed of. Imagine feeling proud of who you are today while creating a future that excites you. If you want any of those things, this place is for you. That's the magic. That's what happens when self-love and ambition coexist. Loving yourself fuels your expansion. Loving yourself gives you permission to grow. Loving yourself makes the journey not just about achieving, but about celebrating every step along the way. And if you're thinking, but Angelina, I'm doing everything to build self-acceptance. I've listened to podcasts. I'm listening to one now. I've read the self-help books and nothing seems to be working. Listen, I hear you, and that's exactly why I invite you to schedule a free one-on-one coaching session with me. This is the exact work that I do with my clients. We'll focus on your beliefs, patterns, and challenges. I'll give you practical, actionable guidance tailored specifically to your life. You'll leave with clarity, a clear plan, and tools that you can start using to shift your mindset, strengthen your self-worth, and take confident steps towards your goals. because I've been where you are and I found a way to get out of that, and I can teach it to you a lot faster than when I had to go through it. I've had clients tell me that after just few sessions, they felt a weight lift off their shoulders, a renewed sense of possibility, and noticeable shifts in their progress towards their goals. The same can happen for you. You can schedule your session by visiting theselfworthycoach.com or clicking the link below. I do recommend scheduling soon because spots do fill up fast. This is a simple, no pressure way to get unstuck, gain clarity, and start practicing self-love and expansion in a way that actually works. For now, I want to give you a tool that you can use immediately. There's actually a very simple framework that we can use to approach any problem, big or small, and it works whether it's your self-worth, your goals, or your growth. There are 4 ways to solve a problem. Accept it, see it for what it is without resistance, change it, take intentional action to shift it, do nothing, hopefully not, but sometimes the best move is to step back, observe, and let things unfold, or a mix of multiple, because most of life isn't black and white. So you, my love, don't have to choose between acceptance and ambition. You can have both. You can have gratitude for where you are right now and still take steps towards where you want to be. So maybe the real question isn't which side are you on? Maybe the real question is, what would change for you if you knew you were already enough and you went after what you wanted anyway? An activity to help with this is called the both and action map. Pick one area of your life where you want more. It could be body image, career, relationships, money, or a personal goal. Split a page in half or draw 2 columns. Left is for self-acceptance. Write down how you can fully accept yourself right now in this area. What can you have gratitude for? Examples: I love my body as it is today. I acknowledge my progress at work. I honor my emotions even when I'm stressed. The right column is for ambition and expansion. Write down what actions you can take to grow, improve, or stretch in this area. Examples are: I'll try a new workout or meal plan to feel strong. I'll pitch a new idea at work. I'll schedule a social event to expand my network. Notice the flow between the 2 columns. For every action, reinforce it with a statement of acceptance. For example, I'm sending that pitch today because I value my ideas and I'm proud of my progress so far. Commit to doing at least 1 action per day while starting with an acceptance statement first. One of the best ways to cultivate this daily is with a simple, structured practice. And that's exactly why I created the Worthy Journal. If you want to build your self-worth every day, this journal is it. It's the first of its kind. It gives you daily prompts for affirmations, gratitude, and self-reflection. So you're not just thinking about change, you're actually practicing it until it becomes second nature. Clients who use it daily have told me their self-talk completely shifted in just a few days. Because when you practice daily from a place of worthiness, loving yourself while still wanting more becomes effortless. Your growth feels like a celebration, not a survival tactic. I want to thank you so much for being here today. Thank you for choosing yourself, for showing up, and for investing in your worth. Because you, my love, are worth it. If this episode resonates with you, please share it with a friend who needs to hear this today. And please don't forget to subscribe. It helps me continue this work that I love, helping you and others step into their worth and expand into your best life. And as always, my DMs are open. Send me a message or comment with any questions or topics that you want me to cover in a future episode. I can't wait to continue this journey with you. I'll see you in the next episode. Until then, stay worthy. The content shared in this podcast is for educational and inspirational purposes only. It's not a substitute for professional advice, therapy, medical treatment, or mental health services. Please seek support from a qualified professional if needed. Got it, gorgeous? Good. I'll see you in the next episode.